Okay, yeah, understood. So initially you want to go VFR then through the Litchfield corridor?
Under the blue sky, which stretched over the Royal Australian Air Force Base in Williamtown, the sound of aircraft engines thundering broke the silence. In the main hangar, an E-7A Wedgetail aircraft stands majestically, waiting for a future that will change the face of Australia's air defenses. The Australian government has just announced a revolutionary move to integrate the Starlink satellite communication system into the E-7A Wedgetail reconnaissance aircraft. This program is the result of a collaboration between the Royal Australian Air Force, SpaceX, and Boeing as aircraft makers. The E-7A Wedgetail aircraft itself, not a random airplane. These are control aircraft and air early warning, or EWC, which can track aircraft, ships, and even missiles, even from very long distances. Although already known for its advantages, it is equipped with an MES, a radar, on its back, capable of scanning the skies 360 degrees and tracking enemy aircraft at distances of hundreds of kilometers. However, this aircraft still has weaknesses, one of which is in terms of data transmission speed. Before Starlink, the Wedgetail's data transmission relied on traditional communication satellites, which were slow and prone to interference. Normally, communication between such units requires expensive and limited military satellite networks. But now, Starlink is enough. And what's impressive is that the Starlink system installed on this aircraft is very compact. It doesn't require a large antenna, just a small device mounted on top of the aircraft's body. In the era of modern warfare, data is more valuable than ammunition. Whoever can gain control of information more quickly is the one who can dominate the battlefield. This decision is not without reason. After all, the military landscape has been rapidly evolving, and the need for real-time communication and instant intelligence data is becoming increasingly vital. Therefore, the presence of Starlink promises fast, stable, and global connectivity, an advantage that cannot be overlooked in modern warfare. Indeed, one of the main challenges for today's combat fleet is how can it transfer that big data directly, quickly to bases or allies on land as well as at sea? Well, this is where Starlink comes in and makes a big difference. Now, with Starlink, Australian Air Force aircraft can send and receive data in real time, even as they fly thousands of meters above the ocean. This is Australia's E-7A Wedgetail aircraft, making it the first country to now be armed with Starlink technology. Imagine, so sophisticated, if an aircraft could stalk the enemy from a distance of hundreds of kilometers, even thousands of kilometers above the ocean, while still being connected to the internet so fast, such as the Wi-Fi network in your home. Meanwhile, in joint military exercises, together with ASEAN countries, this new version of the Wedgetail aircraft proved its superiority. It became the Air Command Center, capable of coordinating 20 fighter jets, drones, and warships in a single simulated combat scenario. At that moment, this giant plane glided through the air, slowly but surely, splitting the air with an intimidating silence. When the Wedgetail reaches an altitude of 30,000 feet, the Starlink system is activated. In a matter of seconds, all the sensors and radar on the plane connected to the outside world without delay. In the first simulation, the results were stunning. Data from surveillance drones in the Arafura Sea was successfully transmitted to the aircraft in less than 2 seconds and directly forwarded to Central Command in Canberra. This speed, of course, opens up new opportunities in strategic decision-making. No longer do you have to wait minutes or even hours to process data. Now decisions can be made almost instantly, based on highly accurate information. As you can see, it's like a future war movie, but it's real and it's being used today. Of course, all of this advanced technology comes with a huge responsibility like cybersecurity. However, Australia has already set up a special team to keep this system safe from hackers. The presence of the Starlink system has not been welcomed by all parties. This is because some security analysts have highlighted the risks of relying on foreign technology and the potential threat of lurking cyber attacks. For that reason, the Australian Department of Defence has implemented a dual-layer security system, including a military-grade firewall that has proven to withstand high-level cyber attacks. Above the clouds, the E-7A Wedgetail flies calmly, not only capable of monitoring Australia's skies, but also carrying hope for a future of smarter, faster, and more connected defense than ever before. On the other hand, Starlink's ability to provide connectivity in remote areas also opens up new possibilities for humanitarian operations and disaster relief, which have long been part of the Royal Australian Air Force's missions. In this case, the integration process is no simple matter. Engineering teams from Australia and the United States have been working day and night to incorporate the Starlink system into the aircraft's complex architecture. Every cable and component must be precisely adapted without interfering with the main radar capabilities. However, over the next 5 years, Australia also plans to integrate Starlink not only into the E-7A, but also into its destroyers and ground combat vehicles, aiming to build a high-speed, networked defense force. As a result, neighboring countries have begun to take interest in this technology. Singapore and Japan are reportedly sending delegations to observe firsthand the performance of the Wedgetail's new system in the field.